This is Romo Dunze, and you're listening to the Ballsville podcast.
Thank you so much.
What is up, Ballsville Nation? Welcome to the Ballsville podcast. I am your guest host today because, as we all know, our fearless host is out on the open seas right now, enjoying a nice cruise with his family on Christmas. So I am joined by a good friend of the show, our good buddy Zuwicus. How are you today, my friend?
I am doing good. How's it going, Ballsville? Good to see y'all.
Right, it's good to have you back, dude. I mean, especially this week after how things went last Sunday. Really excited to have you here today, just to get your reaction, I should say, to how things played out. Hey, what were your thoughts, man? Give me some insight on your game thoughts from that.
Man, what are the Lions gonna do? They are just broken right now. I mean, that defense is just it. I think. I mean, they've still got they're in the playoffs no matter what. I think they've still got a chance to win maybe 2 of the next 3. But
it's that last one against Minnesota, isn't it? That's freaking you out.
Yeah. Yep. That's not. I don't think that one's gonna go well for them. So it's going to be tough sledding. I'm hoping they get a couple of their pieces back over the next couple of weeks for the playoffs. But I'm not saying my hopes are dashed, but they're very tempered right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. It's unfortunate. I mean, I feel bad. I tease, but I do feel bad for you guys, man, because as a Bills fan, Lions have always been kind of my second team from the family in the Detroit area. So I do want to root for them, and I do really, really, really want to see a Lions Bills Super Bowl. I think that would be the most epic thing
it would be.
Witness.
I mean, look at how that game played out. I mean, high scoring, high flying. I mean, yeah. If we could see those two in the Super Bowl, chef's kiss.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, it would just be one of the most epic things for the entire country to witness. Not just us as bases that of the two teams that are involved, but as a country, I think every single person out there that's not a fan of like a Chiefs or a Ravens right now wants to see that Super Bowl.
Yep, I'd agree.
So yeah, man, I'm excited too, and obviously on my end, I'm we're heading in the right direction, right now and getting healthy wise. So it's unfortunate what happened. I do think that you guys need to make some serious changes to your surface of your field, but we won't go too far into that since we did it in the last episode.
I know. Yeah, I think everything that needed to be said has been said on that, but we know what the problem is.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous, but whatever, right? So, being that we're talking football here, let's get a little bit more into what we're supposed to be talking about in some fantasy worlds. How are you doing with your fantasy playoffs so far, man? We haven't had a chance to talk to you about that yet.
I'm, out of the 14 like redrafts and dynasties that I'm in, I made the playoffs in 9. I'm in the semifinals in all of them so far. Yeah. The couple I didn't make it, of course, were the Ballsville ones. I didn't make my high league, the Deadpool. Gosh, that still hurts. That one hurts real bad. I had a couple of bad weeks and just got kicked out of the playoff spot. So
yeah, it was brutal for you. Like you were on a streak there, and I think you went like a 3-game losing streak, and then 1-1, and then another 2-3 game losing streak, or something like that.
Yep.
In the last like 5-6 weeks there, and it kind of just took you right out from I think you were sitting at the top spot for a good minute.
I was for the first about 10 weeks I was in the top spot, and then the bipocalypse also got me good. So it was it's one of those ones. And of course there's the epic Titan battle between me and Scott in mid 9 or mid 8 Katana. So
I was gonna bring that one up too because I wanted to see where you stood with that one. I mean, what do you think your chances are? Did you guys either of you have a player going on Thursday?
I had Sutton, and I was hoping for a little bit more from him.
Kind of gave you that milquetoast game. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't really anything to write home about either.
it wasn't what I wanted, but it wasn't like it wasn't a total donut. So it's
Yeah, it wasn't
that's
a
fantasy.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh God, yeah. Or Cooper Cup 2 weeks ago, so
Yeah, right. Both the Coopers, didn't
yeah,
matter whether it was your
exactly.
first or last name. You weren't getting any fantasy points.
Exactly. So, I'll take the 10 points. It's points on the board. So, and no matter what in that one, I feel pretty good because either way I'm coming away with some money and can go into the, week 17 with some betting if I want to. So, I'm not unhappy about it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel you. It sounds like you got, I mean, anything over half your leagues, I feel like is a win. If you make it, you said you were in 14, you made it in 9. To me, that's a winning season as far as regular seasons are concerned. You know how the playoffs
Yep.
go, everything. But
Oh yeah.
what if you can get in at least over half of your leagues playoffs, I think you're doing pretty good. You're doing decent at least.
Yeah, that's the goal. Make it at least half. That's what I always say every year.
Yep, absolutely. What's up, Dave? My buddy Dave jumping in here for the first time ever. He's a new member to the Ballsville Nation. Hopefully, he'll be
Nice.
joining a lot of these leagues next year. But one of my
Awesome.
good
Welcome.
So yeah, man. Other than that, let's talk a little bit about Thursday too, because we had a game, obviously, or we started already. We're not, green going into the next game, which starts Saturday, which is a really weird thing to say. But so either way, what do you think about how that game played out? I mean, I think Knicks was probably the highest fantasy earner for the night. So,
Yep.
Other than that, I don't think you really got a lot from everybody else unless you played estimate for some reason.
I think Herbert put up over 20 points. So
that's right. Yeah, Herbert did have
fine.
a decent night too at the end there. You're right. Yep, he did have a decent night too.
He's if somebody played him, desperation play in their playoffs. He didn't bone you for the weekend.
Did play him. Was it the league that you and Scott are battling? I think Scott might have started him in that league.
Maybe.
Actually, I will. I'm going to look at that real quick because I definitely do think that. I remember there being a Justin Herbert being played in one of the leagues that I'm helping cover for him for this couple weeks while he's out on vacation, and I thought it was that league with you. So that if that's the case, then I'm curious to see what he ended up scoring against you as far as our Ballsville scoring is concerned.
Yeah, but as far as the game, I went into the game not thinking much. I really thought, what happened to Denver's defense during that game? I mean, they did not look like they were all together, and they were letting out some big plays. Just Justin Herbert just kind of tore them apart in the second half of that game. For a unit that's been so solid over this entire season, they just kind of let it all go in that game. So it was weird. The one thing that I think is very interesting is this puts the Bengals back into the playoff mix, like big time. The Bengals needed the Broncos to lose for them to have a chance to, squeak into the playoffs. So this, as far as fantasy,
that's actually going to happen. Do you really think that's going to happen as far as them sneaking in? I know for fantasy wise, it doesn't matter because even if they don't make it in, they're going to be playing their studs all the way through the season now.
Yeah.
Regardless. So that's good for us in the fantasy realm. But, just to kind of sneak back into the NFL talk real quick, do you think that there's actually a legitimate opportunity for them? I mean, the odds of the Chargers and the Broncos at this point are still over 80%.
Yeah.
For both teams. So
I mean, I saw somebody did like a breakdown of what it had to be. I think the Colts have to lose 2, and then somebody else has to lose 2. The Bengals have to win all of theirs. The Broncos had to. It was. Have you ever seen that the Charlie Day meme where it's got all those strings? It was like that, for how the Bengals.
Don't they bring in the guy from the political dude who does that for the different polls and all that? Don't they bring that guy in this time of year in the NFL? They start having him do this breakdowns with all that.
Yep. So as far as it being probable, probably not. But as far as fantasy is concerned, like you said, it means they'll keep playing their studs because there's still an outside chance they make it. And so for us in fantasy, it's all systems go for your Bengals players. So, can't be unhappy about it
right now. This is one of those weird scenarios where we almost have our entire playoff field locked in early in the season, but there isn't a team out there right now that is like ready to sit players.
Yep.
Like none of them, they all have something that they still either have to hold on to or fight for, whether it's position in the playoffs, seeding, or whatever it might be. But we very rarely do we have the playoffs locked down as early as the end of this week. If
I
it
know
happens, the way it could
I
potentially
know
happen.
there's usually this time of year there's a couple of dark horses that are kind of sneaking around out there, and you're kind of thinking, oh, this goes one way or the other for them. They might slide into the playoffs. So yeah, we know who's going to be in the playoffs basically, and there's maybe one or two teams on the fringes that are maybe like the Bengals, where it's like a long shot, and maybe they could do it if everything goes, perfectly
The
right. The
Dolphins, I think,
dominoes
still
all
have like
fall.
a mathematical opportunity. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm not 100% on them anymore after this game, but it's definitely we're like the three teams that are in the hunt are all at like 6-8, I think, and
right.
then
Yep.
they're at the like 8-6 mark, I think, right now after that loss, right? Denver is.
Yes.
So that, I mean, that's crazy to be that far apart from the next closest team that's in the 8th spot right now. That's
Yeah.
usually not the case at
Yeah.
all. Like it's usually like it is in the NFC right now, where it's going to be
Yeah.
basically come down to the wire for a lot of the NFC seeding, with the exception of maybe the top couple spots, depending on how the Lions do and whether they succeed that spot or not.
Yeah. I do think there are a couple teams out there though that are worrisome for sitting some of their players. I think like New Orleans right now, there's a lot of rumblings of them sitting Carr for the rest of the season and
I
Alvin
think that's
Kamara.
already been confirmed. If I'm not, I read
Yeah.
something that was like he's already like basically out for the season. Like there was some rumblings he might be able to come back, but then they were just like, nah, he's done.
Yeah,
And,
shut
and
him
then
down.
now that
Yeah.
Kamara's now doubtful as of today, that I noticed. That might have been earlier,
Yep.
but I noticed it today that he's considered doubtful for this game. So does that mean that you put Kendre Miller in?
I would. In fact, I have to play him in my home league this weekend.
Right. I mean, I've got him in a league too, where I'm thinking about throwing him in, but I've got, it would be him or Jalen McMillan are the two that I'm kind of back and forth between.
I don't like that it's a Monday, and I don't like that it's against Green Bay, which is a kind of a tougher, not the toughest, but a tougher run defense. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get to the next playoffs, berth. So that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely kind of back and forth on what to do, because that's the last flex spot for me too. So, it's a good problem to have. I'm not gonna lie, especially considering the guy I'm playing against had Alvin Kamara. So that was kind of nice to see that play out the way it
Oh
did.
man, you lucked out on that one. That's one of those perfect scenarios.
Yeah, the only thing that I missed out on was snagging Taylor. He got
Yeah.
a hold of Taylor just in time, so he ended up getting Taylor on his squad. So he's got that, but his other running back spot, I think, is gosh, it's I want to say maybe Amir Abdullah, I think, might be his other guy right now. So he's struggling at that position, and I'm projected to take him down. So hopefully things will work out the way they're supposed to.
Yeah. Good luck to you on that one.
Right? That's a love, but so basically, let's move on a little bit here. Let's go into what we're talking about today on our breakdown of the championship week for the big game. I wouldn't say the week, I should say weeks, championship weeks of the big game. So what this is, guys, is it's the culmination of our, main game that we have here, our standard Ballsville best ball leagues that we do, multiple divisions on this one. It worked out to 96 total leagues and 8 leagues per division. So you guys can do the math there. And it's been quite amount of people in these leagues, and they're a lot of fun. This is like what we really generate most of our buzz for. During the draft season on these leagues, it's a blast, man. You get into 2 or 3 going at the same time, and you're just going back and forth. You got a lot of the same players bouncing around. So draft strategies are always kind of fun, because people play around with their draft strategies when they have multiple opportunities to draft the same type of team. So you might get a guy who goes crazy running back heavy this time, and you think he's going to do it again in the next league, and then he pulls a fast one on you and starts drafting quarterbacks or whatnot. So it's definitely a lot of fun to do this, and hopefully next year you guys that aren't already doing this with us will jump in, because it's going to be a we grow it as big as we possibly can, because that means the pot's the biggest it possibly can be for you guys, right? So Zoobs, how long you been doing this now? Is this your second year in this, or
Yeah, this is year 2 for me. Yep.
myself as well? So yeah, that's great. I mean, it's only been in existence for 3 seasons, I believe. So we were right on the cusp of the growth here with it, and it's been a lot of fun. So,
Sophomore. We were the sophomore class. Yep.
right. And I mean, just in 2024 alone, we've added guillotine leagues, and we've added a website, and the podcasts and everything else. So there's a lot of growth in 2024, and a little sneak peek in 2025, guys. We expect just as much, if not more, growth. So you guys are going to be on the beginning of something great here if you stick around with us. I think you guys are going to love what the future brings. So let's move into some of these leagues here. Let me pull this up for you guys. So this is our big game. So you guys, if you don't already know, this is our website, theballsvillegame.com. So you can go on here if you're in any of our Ballsville leagues and you want to see scoring updates and get an idea on where things are without having to scroll from league to league and things like that. This is a good place for you to go. We got all the information for all of our different leagues here that you can see right up here. This was our mini leagues. And this was one that just completed. What this is for you guys, if you didn't hear this part before, is this is the same thing as like the big game is, except it's just smaller and it's a shorter season. It drafts really, really early in the year. So this is for those people that are just jonesing to get drafted again, and you want to just start getting some leagues together. So we draft these very early. We finish them early before anything else starts up, so that we can kind of have time to get ramped up and ready for the big game. And this was one that actually, since we're bringing this up, let's get a little bit of insight from the man himself who oversaw these leagues this year for the first time. And how did that give us some insight, brother? How that ran for you, Zoobs, and what it was like running that, what you did in it, and how it really came to fruition.
These leagues were very smooth. And they're kind of traditional best ball leagues in the fact that there's 12 teams, not like our big game, which is 10 players per league. So there were 12 players per each league, and they are kind of unique because we start drafting them in February, and so it's before the NFL draft. It's before we know where certain players are going to land. So there's a couple. I think JM Hubs, who I think took this down, he had some players, and I think you guys highlighted that last week, where he had some players that he drafted, and they were dark horses. Nobody knew where they were going to play. We had no idea at that point, and so that really helped him win. So they're a lot of fun. They went really smooth, and as you can see, we had a lot of people who wagered on this in this format. So
Yeah, a total of 20 people out of this, basically 50% of them all wagered. So
50% of people wagered on this, which is, to me, is mind blowing. That's really great,
Yep.
And I think
he paid for this team right here that won him $660. $4 was his pit.
$4. Yeah, for a $4 best ball, I mean, you can't get much better bang for your buck right there. So
yeah, absolutely. Oh, it looks like Alex just updated the webpage. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to remove this from our screen for a second while we finish up this mini league discussion, so I can make 100% that my page is also updated on the screen for you guys, because you deserve the best, everybody. You guys really do. You guys have been the greatest, and we want to make sure that you get the greatest. So that is basically update rolled through. So we are GTG here, guys. So we're gonna get this going. So this is our big game right here, and this goes through, like I said earlier, 96 leagues, 8 leagues per division as you run through. And week 16 is the divisional face-off. So what that means, guys, is when you're in these leagues, there's 8 leagues per division, right? In each division, you play for like the winner of that division. So the initial week 16 face off, you're facing off against the people that decided they wanted to be a part of this in your division, right? So that's how you go through that. And then in week 17, whoever wins in the divisions, then they duke off against other division winners. So it's so you basically look at it like if it's college football, for example, they would be different conferences, and then the winners of each conference would duke it out. So same concept here, guys. It makes it to where you guys are able to invest a very small amount. Like in this game, for example, this year was $650. and the winner of this game is going to take home thousands. So it's or potential to take home thousands, I should say. It's going to all depend on how it plays out through the next 2 weeks. As you guys can see here, these are the wagers that we had in this going forward into the next week. So you could see that there's not quite 8 in each. So the people that decided not to wager, they were able to just keep their money and run. So the way that they were able to wager was they had the option to wager either 1 or 2 coins, and each coin is a $25 coin that they won from winning the league. And they had the option to wager those and then against these other individuals. So since they all wagered, I would say, what is that? 5 out of the 8 teams wagered in League One here, guys. So these 5 teams right here are going to duke it out to see who wins that division. Is this making sense, you guys? I hope it is, because I don't want to repeat it. I feel like a math teacher right now. This is great. So as you can see, the Division 2, we had quite a few people that went through. I'm sorry, I didn't even read the names. C Sims 52 won League 2, so he's wagering his 2 coins. Jimbo's Bimbos, our good buddy out there in Florida, wagered his coins in League 3. League 4, Tortoise, our good buddy Trevor, we all know Trevor, wagered his coins. He had to do it because, he wants to make sure he's in there in case I'm in there. He doesn't want to lose, let me win. That would be horrible. League 6 is Theral, who made his way through there, wagering his 2 coins. And then Balls of Night Watch, we had C Sims once again. So C Sims basically has a 2 in 5 chance of moving on into the Week 17 championship. So that's a pretty cool little odd right there for him. In the second division, we ended up having Jimbo's Bimbos going through with the Balls of the Galactic Empire. Good job, Jimbo's Bimbos, locking down the first 2 divisions with the team ready to roll. C Sims again right here. Look at these names repeating, guys. This is great. C Sims is locked down in the Balls of the Sith Order, so it doesn't matter whether he's good or bad. He is moving on. 22 Deuces 22 is in Balls of the Royal Naboo. So he is moving forward in both coins as well. It looks like everybody here decided to wager both coins, so that's pretty awesome. That's a good amount of money going into this pot. Balls of Mandalorian is M Toast. That sounds kind of, I don't know. That one sounds a little dirty. Maybe we should change that one next year. Balls of the Clan, taken down by myself. And of course, you guys know I'm going to wager. I'm not going to just not wager in this. Of course, I'm not going to let you guys have a chance without me trying to steal it. Moving into 3, we did not have very many teams. So you're in the 4 teams in Division 3, which is pretty good odds for the 4 of us. Zoobsies is the number 1 team in this league. So you guys know he's the only one to score over 3,000 points for the season in this league. In this division. I'm so sorry I keep saying league, I mean division. So Zoobsies, are you confident in this squad or what, buddy?
I saw that you had bet everything and you were in here, and I was like, oh man, come on. And but I looked at your score, I looked at MTO's scores, and I was like, yeah, I'm not worried about those 2. C Sims, on the other hand, I was looking at his score. He's only about maybe 40 or 50 points behind me. And so that one's making me sweat a little bit. So we'll see. But this was the one out of all the big game ones. I won a couple. I cashed out in a couple. I went all in on this one because I was like, man, with an over 3,000 score, I got a good chance. So we'll see. Fingers crossed.
So basically, you just have medium balls this season, and you tried to hedge your bets a little bit.
Yeah, I was hedging a little bit.
Hey man, I am proud to say that I have big balls with all of them. They went right into the pot. Every single one of my chips.
I saw. Every hub you were in, I saw you just saying nope, yes.
Yeah, there was definitely. I mean, I cannot not do it, right? So, by the way, guys, if I do win any money in Ballsville, it's all going back into the Ballsville community, whether it's the website build or entries for next year or whatever it is, apparel, whatever it is that we are going to be doing here in the near future that's going to require some funds. Anything I win is going right back in there. So you guys know that this is all done in a way to try to win back money for us to utilize, just build our group, man. That's all we want to do here is build this group, baby. Alrighty, let's move on. Division 4, Balls of New Vegas. Of course, the Vegas native, born and raised, is taking down the Balls of Vegas League, right? So there it is. Sklem, 2 coins. As I said, all in or nothing, baby.
Is that how it works? So if there's like a balls of Alaska, then I would take them all. Is that how it goes?
I mean, maybe we'll have to see.
Yeah.
If Alaska next year, we'll have to work that one into the names, and we'll see how that plays out. I mean, I think
Well,
that we'd have to
if
kind
we
of
get more, if we expand like we did this year, we get more and more players. Like I think we're going to. We might have to go up to the state, state names and stuff for our divisions.
That'll be your task for the off season will be to fill one entire league with all Alaska people in your town up there, man. I know that's going to be hard because that's probably like 3/4 of your town, but you can get 8 people
Yeah,
sign up for fantasy.
that's just my one village, man. Then that's all I've got.
He's like, Bob, Bob, when's your cousin moving to town? I need one more person for fantasy.
I don't know. What's the legal age I can get my son into Ballsville? Because he's pushing 5 now, right? He's good.
Right. You're just gonna have to pop out another one, man. We're gonna need somebody else coming up here in 5 years. You're on the move, man. I got 4-year-old niece and nephew. I could get them going next year. Oh man, gotta love it, right? We like to have a good time here at Ballsville, guys. I hope you guys do too, because otherwise you're gonna find us really annoying. All right, Division 4. Other than the Balls of New Vegas that was taken down by me, Sean, Slim, the Vegas native. The next league was League 5, and that was Balls of Los Santos, taken down by Tomid F. And he decided to wager 1 coin, guys. So what that means is he's not eligible for the full pot. He's only eligible for half the pot, basically. And so anybody who wagered 1 coin, anybody wagered more than 1 coin, anything they wagered above 1 coin, he is not eligible for. So you guys understand that it's not just because you throw in a coin means you can get it all. It's not how it works. So it's just like poker, baby. You only win what you bet. In increments of it, right? So the next one is Balls of Midgar, and that's Jay Morris 410. That's the name that's one of our regulars there. Good for you, buddy. Doing both of his coins. And then we've got another 1 coiner in Balls of Rainbow Road. Jeff Low 1 decided to just do 1. So good for you, Jeff. You're in it, baby. Not all the way, but you're in it. It's like one of those people who steps halfway through the Stargate and wants to look around real quick before they bring the rest of their body in.
Look at this division. Look at how many people bet in this next one. That's amazing.
I was just gonna say that every single division league got it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Good for you guys. D5, give yourselves a hand. Good job, guys. Way to go. If Sarah was here, we would have had an automatic clap coming in here, but
I know, right?
I'm looking forward to those times again. The first one was League 1, Balls of Megatron. And look who took it down. It's always the top leagues for some reason. I don't know what it is. I guess my first draft is always better, and then I just fall off after that and any of the rest of them. But Balls of Megatron, I took it down. Obviously, I bet them both. Balls of Sephiroth. I don't know. And say something weird. This one was taken down by C-Bomb. 18 over here. Excuse me. We all know who that is. That's our buddy Connor. And for him to only put 1 coin in, he's going to get a little bit of guff from me when he comes back on next Monday because, this actually makes me feel like maybe why he decided all of a sudden he was working tonight and he couldn't be here. But we'll have to, keep that one in the pocket for later. Balls of the Shao Kahn is D Payne, one of our regulars right there, rocking the 2 coins, throwing it in because he's a champion. Balls of Agent Smith, John Legs decided to jump in there 1 coin and all. Balls of the Predator is our buddy at Tortoise. Of course, Tortoise sees me in there. He's got to come too, right? Just like always. And then Balls of the Juggernaut, we got Cord Huskin Hog with 2 coins thrown in. Balls of the Shredder, we got X Stoney here. I believe that this man is the only one who has not replied yet. So X Stoney, please give us a knowledge base on your coins and what you want to do. Thank you, my friend. Balls of the Joker is D-Payne once again, throwing 2 teams into the mix in all 8 leagues in the mix here. Divisions, I'm sorry. So this is going to be a decent-sized pot here, guys. D-Payne's probably got the best chance to take it down, obviously, with 2 teams. Next one up, D6. Oh, look at that. My name in here again. This is probably the last time you're going to see me, though, because this is where I think I decided to start going into the redraft mode and shied away from joining in too many more leagues. Balls of the Spartans is Ty Siegel, and then Balls of the Mutants is myself. Ty Siegel decided 1 coin. The rest of us are going to go all in with 2. Balls of the Jaegers is our good friend Sarah. We just talked about her, and there she is. Balls of the Watchman, D Payne, once again. And Balls of Justice is Chiefs Life 13, another good friend of ours. Next one up, we have D7, and that is the 4 teams in this one again. So the odds in this one are going to be good. And look at all 4 of them decided to just go halfway in with 1 coin. These are the guys that like come over to your house for your pool party and then like sit on that little ledge that's about like 2 feet deep and just kind of hang out right there with a beer in their hand. So good for you guys though, man. I mean, you're all in there, right? Either way. So the Copy Ninja, Ralphie 58 took that one down. Loki, Chris 1204 took that one down. The Red Witch is our buddy Alex taking that one down. Alex, how come you only threw 1 in there? Come on, buddy. You need to throw 2 in there. You got to set an example for these people. The Witcher was taken down by John Legs. He is also 1 coin in there too. The next league, we look at this, dude. I lost Doobsies, but he'll be back, guys. The next league, we had our division, we had a whole 8 sign up again. So every single person from this division decided to move forward. Good for you.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, there he is. This is our division 8 too. So this is our all-star division. A lot of these guys are regulars, our managers, our friends. You know, this is a league where, you know, I filled it with some buddies that are part of my other leagues, 30 Dozen leagues. And, you know, this is one that we have a lot of fun with. You know, I would say that this is the one that if people that are archivers and archive their best ball leagues, they probably leave this one open a lot of times for the season because they like to talk mess in the thread. So,
this one's good. This one's way competitive. Yeah. And it was competitive last year. It was competitive this year. The drafting was competitive. It was this was a tough one.
We got C-Bomb right here taking down the All-Stars Blue, and that was 2 coins from him coming into the pot. C-Sims 52, I'm not sure if he hasn't brought up what he wants to do with this one yet or not. It might just need to be updated for that one specific spot, but no worries on that. He's told us on everything else, so I'm sure we'll get an update from him if we haven't already. Saint Head 54 took down the yellow All-Stars. He put 2 coins in. K-Doggity Dog doing the green All-Stars. He took down 1 coin on that one. Well, he put 1 coin in on the wager. Black All-Stars, we got Batmax putting in 2 coins. All-Star Blade, we got John Legs throwing in 1 coin. And Dirty Dozen All-Stars, Polka Dum All-Stars, we got White Knight 1988, who looks like he has not mentioned what he wants to do yet. And we got Dirty Dozen All-Stars. That is my boy, 760 right there. Good job, Ray. Way to go, buddy. So that's 2 coins going in from him. And that might be his only team in Ballsville because he is a newbie guy that was part of our leagues. So somebody like that could potentially take down thousands of dollars from literally a $6 investment. Yeah, that's pretty awesome right there. And I believe that's actually what happened last season too. Is the gentleman who took it down only had 1 team. So that you got 1 team and you take the whole thing down, then way to go, bro. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, good on you, man.
Right? We got some newbies. Look at Jim here. How you doing, Jim? What's up, buddy? Always good to see you, Jimbo. And we got Alex. Oh, Francis. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, there we go. Francis coming in with the hot sweater love, brother. She's liking your sweater, man.
Hey, 'tis the season.
Right?
I'm in the holiday spirit at this point.
We should be, right? We all should be. Is it just me or is Christmas sneaking up on us? Like it is, at least to me, anyways. Like I feel like with everything going on, fantasy playoffs, all that kind of stuff right now, like I'm just so invested in all that mentally that Christmas is like, wait a minute, it's Wednesday. Like, oh crap, I gotta go buy a bunch of stuff, do all this. Oh man, gotta love it, right? Next one we have is Division 9, and guys, in this one we've only got 3 people that have invested. Now I'm not 100 that means that everybody else decided to take it home or they just haven't let us know yet. But we've got 3 people in it, and if that's the case, that's 1 in 3 odds right there to take that division down. That's pretty awesome. C-Bomb's in there with the 1 coin on his team, and then we got Pavy's mom who took down the Graveler League with 2 coins. JJ Mode 69 took down the one with 2 coins, and if you guys did notice, I skipped the other one because it's a really weird name and I wasn't sure how to say it, so I tried to read it 3 or 4. Bulbasaur. is the league.
Bulbasaur. Come on, man. That's a starter Pokemon. Come on.
Oh, those are Pokemon. That's what those are.
Those
Oh,
are
okay.
Those are the
I should let you
Pokemon.
read those, and
Pokemon
you probably
division.
could have read those names perfectly.
Oh, I would have known them, right? Yep.
I was like, I didn't even
You
know
know,
what they were.
I won one of these leagues in the Pokemon, and boy, it was one of those ones where everybody was kind of low scoring. It was really weird. Everybody kind of had
Did you decide to
scores.
keep your money on that one?
I
Is that
kept
one
my
of those
money.
you
Yeah,
decided to keep your
I
money?
walked out of that one because I was like, nah, that's too.
And see, look at that, bro. You'd have been 1 in 4 opportunity if you'd have put your money in on that one, dude.
I know. Looking at it now, hindsight's 2020.
Right? You don't get redos, buddy. All right, you don't get to come back into the hand after you see. Oh, wait a second, most of you folded. All right, I want my cards back. Oh man, I love it. Division 10, we've got 6 leagues that decided to jump in on this one. Look at that right there, brother.
Wow.
All the top 3, 1, 2, and 4 were all Crows, and he decided, I'm going for it all, baby. He
Yep.
put 2 in on all 3 of those teams. So good for him, man. I mean, he's basically got a 50-50 shot at taking this division down. And that's the
He just
optimistic
needs.
and Mirage.
He literally just needs one of those to hit, and he's good on that division.
You notice that they're all part of the Autobots, and then all the rest of these guys are part of the they're part of the Decepticons. I love it. That's so funny. So Cross is basically like the Autobots versus Decepticons, pretty much. That's funny.
That is literally what that is. Yep.
Oh man, we got Starscream taken down in League 6 was Spartan 636 with 1 coin he decided to throw in. Soundwave was TB76 with 1 coin, and Bone Crusher is Twin Sanity with 2 coins. So that is your division there, which is your Decepticons versus your Transformers. I mean your Autobots. Why am I having a hard time with that? It's one of my favorite cartoons when I was growing up. Do you want to read this next one? These look like names that you would recognize. There, brother? Did I lose you? Oh, we got you. All right. Well, it might have been me right there that glitched for a second. Felt like my computer had some technological difficulties.
Let me see. Is that Akuma?
Yes,
with
sir.
Mr. All right, Mr. JM Hubs. He bet 1 for that one. You got Devil Jin.
Yes, sir.
That's C-Bomb 18. It's all right. I could see it. Then let's see. League 3 is Magus for K Doggy Dog. He put in 1. Vincent for TB76, and he's got 2 back to back. So his other one is, what is that? Ermac, it looks like.
Yep, Ermac. Good job.
Ermac,
That's what I was wondering. 1, 2, 3,
4. So he's got a 2 and 6. So he's got a 1 1/3 chance of taking this division down altogether with those 2 bets in.
Yeah,
it's interesting that he went. Yeah, and so does C-Bomb. Yeah, so that one's going to be an interesting division to really watch. I wonder how that one will shake out. That'll be, and I like how C-Bomb went 2 and 1, and TB76 went 2 and 1. So that's interesting. They kind of hedged their bets a little bit on one of them, and then went all in on the other. So
I think that's kind of. Let's go, boys. Get your chips in the pot. Come on, ladies. Let's go. I'm just teasing you guys, man. You do what you want with your money. Next one, we've got next and final league of 12 divisions. We have 4 in it. We've got Butcher with JM Hubs. He's got 2 of his coins. Homelander, Tiki Hobson's got 2 of his coins. Starlight, that's you, buddy. Zoobsy's putting in 1 coin halfway through the Stargate. And then we got Soldier Boy, JM Hubs throwing in 2 coins. So JM Hubs has a 1 in 50 shot, 1 in 2 shot.
Oh yeah. This was another one where I threw my 1 in, and then I saw JM Hebs had his 2 in, and I looked at one of his teams. I was like, oh, he's gonna chop this up easy. So we'll see, though. It's fantasy; anything can happen. So
yeah, you're right. You're totally right, man. And you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can read this down here at the very bottom. It says 63 people out of the 96 decided to participate in the finals here, guys. So that means that we're going to have a really nice pot going into the end here for these final 2 weeks. So we'll continue to update you guys moving into next week on how this plays out and let you all know what the final outcome is, coming forward here. This is kind of our, last couple weeks here that we're going to have lots of scores to talk with you guys, and then moving into the off season. we're talking about coming up with some really cool stuff for you guys. I think we're going to do a Ballsville Awards show and some other cool things. So really excited to move into the off season. And we will be dropping down to the 1 day a week podcast also here very soon. So I don't think it'll be next week. It'll be after the final week of week 17, moving into week 18, I believe. So, we'll have some more insight for you guys on that one in the Tuesday's episode. But yeah, we're definitely going to be moving through all these leagues for you guys and give you updates because this is where we're all really excited to see what happens with our squads. So
This is the best part of this is the best time of year for Ballsville. Everything is championships and money winning, and it's great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, we're coming down to the nitty gritty on all of our leagues, man. We got our leagues with the guillotines. We got the mini game that just completed. We got the big game that's finishing up. We got the redraft leagues that are coming up here soon. For you guys that don't know, for the redraft leagues, we've got that is basically in the playoff mode right now currently. So they are in the process of wagering on their side of the world as well. And all of these leagues have different setups for how the system works. So go into each league, go into each of your pinned on your chats, and there's videos, there's spreadsheets, everything there to break down exactly how that specific one works for you guys. So if you have questions, we're always here for you. But a lot of the times, if we're not available and you need a question answered or something, you can scroll through that and you'll get your answers a lot of times out of those sheets. So make sure you guys double check all that stuff, and we're here for you if you absolutely need us. Don't feel like you can't reach out. So
yep, I'm a manager. Clem's a manager. We all manage leagues, different leagues. So yeah, we're always available. Check the whatever league you're in. There's always a manager blue, manager green. Those managers too, and that stuff's all on the website too. So
yeah, and I didn't mention the dynasty leagues too because we do have the dynasty leagues also going into, and they have a really cool setup too because they have like an empire protection style setup to them. So you guys definitely should go read through the instructions on those if you're in any of the dynasty leagues. There's one specifically that I'm in, which is the team that we've discussed before on here that was, a lot of my old players, and I basically built this team to win this year and then ran into like tons of injuries and I had like a rough start and barely with like they ended up stuck my way in. And now I'm sitting at, won the first week going into the second week, and then next week I'll get to decide on what I want to do if I win this week, which I'm projected to take down our buddy Gallos 18. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, I this was the first year I got into the Ballsville dynasty. I got in 2 and made the playoffs in 1, and I'm in a full on rebuild in the other. In that same league that you're in, where you've got a bunch of aging assets. I bled everything out. I've got a bunch of draft picks for next year, so we'll see how it all works out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm basically like I'm pretty much toast. If this doesn't work out for me this year with that league, then I don't think I'm going to be able to take any kind of an empire scenario down in that league at all. So you guys, it's going to be an open season that league next year. There's no way.
Yeah, next year's going to be interesting. I think I'm in it. You're in it. I want to say Alex is in it. I think Scott's in it. Yeah, there's a lot of us kind of Ballsville managers and things in there. So yeah, that one's fun.
Yeah, that was one that was added this year. That's a new league this year too.
Yep.
And I was gonna go pull it up real quick just to go double check and see where we're sitting at because I know obviously I'm in one side of the bracket, but sometimes I try not to get too focused on what's going on with the other side of the world, until I know that I'm moving forward because then I feel like it just kind of I don't know, it's like bad juju, I guess, for a way to put it. But yeah, this year I'm definitely kind of anxious to see how this is going to play out with us in this league. It's the Ulsterwing League.
Ulsterwing, yep.
Yeah. And in the matchup, I've got I think it's El Super Bisto is playing against Sarah, if I'm not mistaken, in the other side of the bracket. So that one right there, I think El Super Bisto's team is really, really good too. So ideally it should come down to me and him. We're both projected over 15 points higher than our opponent. So we're right now we're sitting where everything plays out the way it says it should. We're gonna win, and then it's gonna be me versus him, which is kind of what the original outcome was what we all assumed anyways during the draft when we were talking about it in the thread.
Yep.
So yeah, it'll be fun, man. It'll be definitely fun to see this one go through. That El Super Biesto team though, man. I think Scott made a trade with him that really put him over the top a little bit to where I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, he was wheeling dealing all season. It was crazy. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, he never stopped. He was he was pounding me. He says, "I see you're in a rebuild. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?" I'm like, "Man, I've given you about almost everything I got, and you got no more draft picks. So what are we talking about here?"
Right. Oh, what's up, C-Bomb? C-Bomb coming in with the he's in the 2-3 guillotine too. Yeah. I know. You're in the guillotine leagues. We all know about you and your
Yeah,
guillotine success, buddy.
we've
What's
heard it.
up,
Come
Jojo?
on.
Haven't seen JoJo in here for a little bit. I mean, at least commenting anyways. What's up, dude? Good to see you, man. So yeah, man, I'm definitely excited. So you guys understand too for the dynasty leagues, they go through a standard playoff scenario, but the championship game, you decide at that point whether you're going to wager into the pots with your winnings, and if you win that league, then you go against the division, the other teams with that score. So basically, like that is your final kind of breakdown for everything, and then you outcome as far as the division winner and podiums is all based on that last week, which is your finals in your league. So so it's a different setup, and it definitely is one that we'll get more into here on Tuesday's episode as far as how we're looking with the games and everything set up wise and all that good stuff. But it's going to be one of those ones that it's it's got a whole different setup and it's a whole lot of fun for a dynasty approach. I think.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure. Yeah, the empire, the whole empire aspect is really interesting because if you win a couple years in a row or whatever, you basically get crowned the grand poobah or whatever. And yeah, it's really cool. You should really check it out if you get a chance. And it's all on the website broken out. So
Yeah, and the reason that we do it that way, guys, so you understand for the dynasty players, is that we don't because this is a thing where those winning teams are competing against other winning teams. You can't have one league that continues to have one team that dominates it consistently because it's unfair for the other teams that have more diversity and aren't able to build it up. Like for example, in dynasty, there's trades and things like that. If you're don't really know what you're doing and you're in a league with a few other guys that don't know what they're doing and there's one guy that really is savvy with trades and consistent with it, they can pretty much run that league forever. So what we end up doing is resetting it. If you've taken it down twice in a row and you've podium twice in a row, then we reset the league for the reason. So that way you guys don't that win a division that's more competitive and your team is like strong, but there's no way it could be nearly as strong as that guy's team. You don't have to worry about competing against where it's basically out of your hands by then.
yeah, it's a nice way to make it so it's fair kind of across the board for everybody. But yet, if you are good at it, you also get your accolades and all that kind of stuff too. So,
Exactly. Yeah, you get your side pot from the Empire pot and everything. So like it's not like you walk away empty-handed just because you're good at this.
yeah,
That's not what we're trying to do here. We're just trying to keep the diversity available for people so that, every division can still have a chance at that championship podium.
yeah. We just the Ballsville is all about inclusivity. So
Exactly. We want you guys to have good odds, but we don't want it to be, swayed just because one manager happens to be in a league that he can overpower. So that's it works out really well to keep that exactly like you talked about, man, that diversity in each league. So awesome, man. Yeah, dude, I think we're gonna go ahead and close it up here. If you guys have anything that you guys want us to cover in Tuesday's episode, please feel free to drop us a line. We're always welcome to add new things to this. I had an idea today that I texted Alex. I'm weird like that. If I get an idea, I want to make sure I just get it on some sort of a written format so that when I try to remember it later, I don't
forget it. Yep. Doesn't just disappear into the ether.
exactly, yeah. So sometimes I get like friends of mine will just get random texts in the middle of the night of something that I'm like, I just wanted to remember this and I needed somewhere to write it. So I just wrote it in the text thread real quick. But yeah, Alex
Well,
was a recipient of one of those texts earlier that I do think will be a fun segment if we can make it work out the way I envision. But these are all
nice.
the things we're trying to build here going into next year. So anything new, guys, any ideas you want to bring to the table, you're welcome to. yeah, we're definitely looking to expand on what we're doing.
Yeah, and for me, I just want to say to all the Ballsville winners out there, congratulations. And good luck with your championship week. I mean, I hope wherever you're playing Ballsville or any of your other leagues, good luck out there. I know I could use some luck in a couple of my leagues, so send it my way too. So
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, same thing, dude. Luck, send it out, give it back, everything that you guys can do, because we all need the help, and we all are willing to offer the help as long as you're not on the other side of our matchups.
yep. If you're playing against me, I hope all your players get turf toe. That's all I'm saying.
Right, and I definitely am going to go and snag any backup player that you might need in case one of your players goes down. No,
exactly. It's
yeah,
all love, but it's also it's all fair in fantasy football. So
yeah, hey, I mean, come over to the house. I'll feed you. You can stay in the guest room, hang out. We'd go golf, all that good stuff. But when it comes to the fantasy, there is no way I'm letting you pick up a player if I can first. Sorry, buddy. Love you, but no.
Yep.
Oh man, that's great. That's an awesome little tidbit to end on too. I love it. Awesome, guys. So thanks a lot. If you haven't already visited theballsvillegame.com, please go check it out, guys. We got a lot of cool stuff on there for you, and always looking to expand that, and hope that you guys are really enjoying the things that we have. Jojo, by the way, who's in there, deserves his kudos for popping out the DFS stuff on a regular basis. He's always on time with it, and he's been winning more than he's been losing. So it's been a really good season for the DFS.
I'll put that out there right now. I'm in a DFS league with a couple of my buddies. It's a cash DFS. We win a weekly cash prize, and then whoever has highest score at the end of the year rakes in a big cash prize from the pot or whatever. I've won, I think, 9 out of the 15 weeks already. I'm 200 points above everything, and it's all because of the DFS tools on the website. So seriously, I'm telling you guys, Ballsville, use those tools. They have helped me. They will help you win serious, just straight up cash. They are amazing. So yeah, much love to JoJo and Scott for putting those tools out there.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. I mean, we still got a couple more weeks of DFS. Even when fantasy ends, there's still at least one more week for you guys to go out there and make some more money on your DFS. So, and that's a fun week to play around on DFS. Did you play DFS last year at week 18 with the?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun because you're really mining into some really deep muckety muck players. You're like, oh, who's already eliminated? Who's gonna be out there that they're looking at? Oh, we just got to see what we've got on the roster. So yeah,
Yep.
you get some really wild lineups set up that way.
So back in 2018 season or 2017 season? 2017, I believe. Patrick Mahomes' rookie season. He comes in week 18, right, and just goes nuts in week 18. And so could you imagine throwing him in your DFS lineup? How much it would have cost at that point in time, and just to get him in the game? Oh my gosh!
And he was under 5,000. He's probably 4,800 or something, or even less than that.
Exactly, dude. You could have such a stacked roster if it was your starting quarterback, and you could just build everything else around that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. JoJo and Scott, they're doing that. They're doing that footwork for you guys. So it's all you got to do is go to the website, use the tools, and it's cash in hand. I'm telling you right now, I've been raking in money every week, and I'm planning on taking down this big pot too. So go use those tools. They're extremely helpful.
Yep, and utilize them now, guys, while you can, because we got them out there right now for you guys for free. All you gotta do is go to the website to get them, but that's probably going to change in the near future. When we get our website more advanced, there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to have available for members only. So you definitely want to make sure you utilize what you can while you can. If you don't plan on being a member, which I would definitely discourage you from, because there's no reason not to join us. We're amazing, but you definitely want to get a hold of it while you can, at least. What's up, Diplo? He's asking about Mac Jones. What do you think about Mac Jones this week?
Ooh, he is weird. I'll say this: I needed a backup on another dynasty I've got, not a Ballsville one. It's a 1 QB league. I've had Burrow all year, and he's been pretty electric, except for a game or two here. And then we had Jameson as our backup and our fill-in. Thank goodness they didn't bench Jameson week 12, and he kind of went off a little bit, and he scraped me through that. But I was looking at, they just sat Jameis, so I was like, oh man, I need another backup QB. So I'm kind of looking through who's out there, and there's Mac Jones, and I'm like, you know what? He's been okay, and I don't know if maybe defenses forgot about Mac Jones from last year and they just don't know how to scheme around him or whatever. But I think he's kind of a little sneaky play this week. So he's looked
Plus, they've been in
okay.
shootouts, so like he's been playing against like prevent style defenses for almost full halves of games now. So it's given him an opportunity to get those garbage points.
Yeah. So there are definitely worse players that I might play him over, like, say, I don't know, I might play him over like Tua. I mean, don't get crazy about it, but there's a couple of guys who I think are much better QBs that I'm like, I might play him over them, to be honest. So I don't hate it
against the Raiders. I mean, it's hard not to think that
it's
that's
hard to be. Yeah, it's hard to be bad against the Raiders right now. And Max Crosby's out. They sat him for the season. So
I mean, this could be this sneakily could be the highest scoring fantasy game of the week. Raiders, Jacksonville.
Because it's just garbage points back and forth. Defenses suck. Yeah, it could be crazy. It could go bananas.
Yeah, it's gonna be players playing for contracts and out there just putting everything out there on the line. Not really caring about anything else and just trying to go crazy. So it'll be a lot of fun to watch, man. Like, I think Amir Abdullah is definitely in play. I think that if Madison's healthy enough to be a good start this week, I think he's another player that you could put in if you're in a bind. With Kamara being out and stuff like that, you might potentially need that. Or if you didn't have a chance to grab Taylor when Garendo went down and you needed to play somebody, I think either one of those guys could potentially be a fill-in starter for you. This week.
I mean, even
like we said,
Strange, the tight end. I know he's been injured this week with an AC thing, but
and I think Aiden O'Connell's coming back too, which
he's supposed to be.
For Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers also.
Jacoby Myers is relevant again if AOC is out there. So yeah, like you said, this could be a very sneaky, high scoring game this weekend. It really could be.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one to watch, and I've got a few of those players in a few different leagues too, and I'm kind of like, it's weird because it's that last flex spot, like we talked about earlier with Jalen Millen and Kendra Miller. It's that last flex spot that I'm just like, what do I do with it? Like this guy, do I want to like go for that home run because I just have it in my gut that game is going to produce some good fantasy points, or do I want to just sit back away? I'll give you a great example. Tony Pollard is my starting back in one of my leagues, and he's got Indy this week, which is a good matchup for him, but he's also re-aggravated his ankle and hasn't practiced all week, and Tajay Spears is on the wire, so I could pick up Tajay Spears, have him as my potential fill-in if Pollard doesn't play, and my other scenario is potentially snagging up Amir Abdullah and throwing Amir Abdullah in. So like what would you do? Would you go with Kendra Miller if Pollard doesn't play, or would you play Amir Abdullah?
So funny. That's the situation I'm in. I have Pollard in my starting lineup, and I have Kendra Miller, who I snagged last week because somebody had dropped him a couple weeks ago. I'm going Miller, and Abdullah's out there. And I'm going Miller because I like what I've seen from him. I don't know. Abdullah, he's 31. I mean, I know he's had a couple of spike games here and there, but I like the thought of Miller just going out there and kind of going bananas because he's trying to prove to that staff that, hey, I'm the next thing up, here in New Orleans. So if Kamara's done, or if they don't want to bring him back next year, I'm the guy. So I think he's playing for something. I think he's trying to prove something there. So that's my like you said, it's a little gut feeling for me. So
you don't think the quarterback situation worries you at all?
I think it'll be fine. I mean,
Spencer
Rattler didn't look too bad. I mean, he honestly didn't look awful. He looked way better than Jake Hayner, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He definitely looked better.
I mean, that's not hard to do, but I mean, it was like it was like night and day. So yeah.
Yeah, and if Pollard sits, that just a side question real quick. If Pollard sits, does Tajay Spears then become your guy?
Oh, if you can get Spears, yeah, for sure. Spears over all of them.
Yeah, so
Honestly,
if Spears is out there, because then I think he's just the main guy out there, and I think
he's
that
just
they're
the
going
main guy.
to
Yeah, he's
yeah.
the main
Plus,
guy. Spears has looked good in filling in a couple times. I mean, he got what 2 touchdowns last week, playing
yeah,
45 or
one of the
55%
craziest touchdowns I've ever
snaps.
seen too. The guy did not touch the ground until it
Nope.
was like 4 yards deep in the end zone.
It was crazy. It was bizarre.
I
Well,
know,
like,
dude. I was like waiting for him to just be like up there, like dancing with the ball while he was being held
yeah,
up in the air. It's like so funny.
yeah, it was wild. But yeah, Spears over all those guys. So yeah, Spears, Miller, Abdullah. That's how I'd go.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that one too. I think Tajay, especially because even though Kendre Miller without Kamara would be considered like the main guy there and everything, I just don't trust that they're really going to fully commit to him at this point. He still is kind of an injury prone guy too, and then if something
Yeah,
happens to him in this game because he's getting a lot of work early on and he's out halfway through, I'm a little bit more. Granted, Spears does have the same concerns, but I think Spears has just proven that he can. I think he's just got the better kind of like look to him as far as
he
being able
does.
to handle the whole thing. So I'm
Yeah,
excited to see if that happens. Whatever situation is going to play out, which one of those two is going to be the guy that I think steps up more this week, because either one I think could win you the week.
yeah. They could literally be the difference between moving forward or getting knocked out. So
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. This is the week for it, right? So,
this is it. This is what we play for.
and then so many leagues too. Like, are you in a lot of leagues that pay only the first and second place?
Yeah, I'm in like about three that are like that. So,
See, I'm in like
one of them I actually commission, and the only reason we only do first and second is because it's a 10-team league, and so
yeah,
$50
and I'm in a
buy-in.
lot of
Sometimes,
10-team leagues too, so
yeah,
that probably sways my odds a little bit. I'm definitely, I would say most of my leagues, probably over 80% of my leagues are paying only the top two. So like
yeah,
if you don't win this week and you're in third place, like it means like almost nothing really. So
yep,
like this is the week where like really it make or break your fantasy season for a lot of those types of leagues. It's like this week, man. Whether
yes,
you lose this week, like it's like doesn't even matter that you made it there almost. It's just like whatever.
yeah, yeah.
So
Nope,
all right.
I'm gonna be sweating from tomorrow morning all the way till the end of Monday. So
Right. And I'm managing Scott's squad for him, by the way, against you this week. So
oh,
I'll
I
be
know.
keeping an eye
I
on
don't
that
know.
one.
I don't know if you saw my message. I was like, if I whoop Scott's butt this week in that league, he's definitely going to be blaming you for it. He's going to say, "What'd you do to my team? What'd you do to my team, Sean? How'd you let Jeff win?"
Especially because he had Garendo in the starting lineup. So I've already had to make an adjustment to
I
his
know. I saw
that
that.
he left.
Yep. I saw that. I was like, "Oh, Garendo's done. Woo! That helps me just a smidge, just a bit."
Right. And it's not like he has like the for sure, oh, this is the guy that you're gonna put in now because Garendo's out on his bench.
Yep.
It's like a bunch of guys that like you could pick one or the other without really having anybody say anything wrong about it. So it's just a preference almost. So now it's coming down to my preference. And and if one of those other guys happens to have a great week and my preference guy that I put in doesn't, then Scott's gonna come back
Yep.
and kick my butt. But it's all right. He's still gonna have to wear the moment TJ Hawk steps onto that field after the first play. He's still gonna have to rock the golden locks when he eats that pub sub. So
Yes, he is.
that's all that
Yes, he
matters.
is. I think we're all waiting for that moment. So
Right? Yeah, I mean that's gonna be an awesome one. Hopefully Ken will come back from his illness so that he can be here. I know he's been fighting the flu like crazy, so hopefully he'll be able to come back on and work with us on that episode at least so we can witness Scott in all of his glory.
I can't wait for it.
Me too. Oh man. All right. That being said, guys, we'll go ahead and wrap up everything here. Like I said earlier, please visit the website for any information or reach out to any of us on Sleeper. We are all available for you guys to help out with your Ballsville questions. And, we're going to be here throughout the off season too. So we're not going to take any kind of breaks. We will go back to our 1 day a week like we do during the off season, but we're still going to pod once a week for you guys. So there'll be a lot of good content coming your way here and over the next few months when we start upgrading our site and all the other good stuff coming.
And just think about this: we're only 2 months away from drafting again with the mini leagues. So February comes pretty. February is going to come pretty quick.
Yes, sir. I always feel that way because that's my birthday or my birth month. So it always comes too quick for me, and especially after you hit 21, it's pretty much downhill birthday wise. So
Yeah.
you know, although I think I'd say probably like 29 for me was really where I was like after that and 30 hit the birthdays. It's like kind of just became like not something I really
Yeah,
wanted. So
you're like, I don't want to celebrate this. Come on.
yeah, exactly. Once there was a 3 in the beginning of my age, dude, I wasn't really all that excited about talking about it. Oh man. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'll be back for our guillotine episode next Monday, along with Connor, and then on Tuesday we'll be back here for the Ballsville updates and give you guys some breakdowns on how the week went. So, hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks again for being a part of our squad and Ballsville Nation, and we look forward to the outcomes of the championships.
And
For
good
my
luck
guest
out there.
I would like to say
That's a wrap.
that's a wrap.